Recording in progress.
So this guy's paying 26 cents a kilowatt hour with Riverside, using about 19,000 kilowatt hours per year. Okay, in this example, we're giving him 18,139 kilowatt hours per year, 12.4 kilowatt system with 3 batteries. Okay, he's paying $420 per month average. So we've got a lease program here with a 2.9 escalator. All in, he's right around $307 per month. $199 for the solar system, $83 for the batteries, and the utility payment, we know is going to vary. What it shows here on Sonova is about $24. It'll probably be about $50 or $60, but guess what? He's going from $420 to between $307 and let's say $340. That's a pretty darn good deal with 3 backup batteries. That's exciting. And he's not even paying 36 cents a kilowatt hour like Edison customers are. So this is one of those examples that may, and by the way, what does the margin look like? The margin is about, I think I got it at 90 cents. It's about 11,150 bucks, not including the commission on the 3 batteries. So just to give you guys an idea, I believe that those people that go out there and learn this and continue to prospect and don't let their foot off the gas are going to dominate. Not only are we going to, within a month, I believe that within a month, me and the people that take it seriously are going to be back to business as usual, like NEM 2.0 days. And we're going to be making an extra $2,000 to $3,000 more per deal because of the batteries. That's what I honestly believe after putting some of these together. I've got a deal right now with Sunnova with 4 batteries for a Palos Verdes client. So anyways, just want to share this with you guys. So Jay, do we have you on the line? You might be on mute, brother.
I am so on mute. Sorry about that, brother. How are you guys doing?
Good, brother. Good. All right. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to get on here, bro.
Of course. My pleasure. Yeah. All good stuff. I'm glad that you brought that up in the beginning there. That's, I mean, crazy savings for the customer, tremendous value prop by adding, you know, these batteries to them. I think that, you know, you guys right now, and I'll hop into the training, so we're a little sidebar here, but, you know, if you're finding a lot of proposals that you're, you know, up against, especially like a Sunrun proposal, the big product right now in the market is the shift thing, right? And, you know, I get it. I get the need for it. I get why the market wants it. But in my opinion, I think it's short-sighted, you guys. This shift product works now, but what happens in 5 years when time of use changes within these utilities? Or what happens when like something's going to change where load shifting on a battery is going to fall short. And so I believe that if we're able to provide the full capability of a battery, why not? Really, why not? You're doing the customer a disservice by not doing that, in my opinion. So always lead with that. If you don't mind, I'm going to hop into the training here, JC. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get right into it.
Yeah, I'm going to make you co-host. We'll get you to share your screen. And then I want to go through, because a lot of people were having questions about the back end, right? How to add the batteries. For example, I've got a 5.4 kilowatt system that I only see the Energy Hub 7600 in the back office, right? So anyway, we'll get into that, but I'm going to let you share your screen. And then after you're done, bro, let me know so I can share my screen. And I got some real life examples of leads that we want to enter with this program, okay?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Give me 1 second and we'll get into this here. Let me pull up the deck. Sorry about that. Give me 1 sec.
It's all right.
How many people we have on the call today?
We've got 38 people on right now.
Nice. Good attendance. Love it. All right, sorry, just having a little bit of technical issues here, but no worries. I am up. All right, here we go. Let me just add a slide in here real quick. All right. Where's my share? Here we go.
Yeah, you should be able to share now.
Yep.
There you go. We can see your screen now.
Awesome. All right, and let me minimize some of the stuff. All right, you guys. So if I haven't worked with you, which is probably unlikely, I'm sure I've worked with many of you guys here at this point. But for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Jay Balatbat. I am your senior account manager with Sonova. I appreciate you guys having me here. Just a little bit of background about me. I started in the solar industry a while ago, many years ago, as a lead generator, right? So started from basically the bottom, worked my way into, boots on the ground, knocking on doors. So I know what that's like. Did inside sales for a long time. That was probably where I spent most of my sales in solar, was on inside sales. So doing national sales from Connecticut to California. And then eventually got into account management and, helping you guys facilitate growth. So, I know where you guys are coming from when you're in the field. And I think that's why I try to be as responsive as I can, because I get it. I get where you guys are coming from, and I want to be here to help you guys. So we'll get into it. I know we got a lot to cover today. If you don't already if you don't already have our dealer support and all of our important phone numbers saved in your phone book, that's an issue. Take your phone out, take a picture of this QR code, and it'll drop all of our pertinent information into your phone book on your cell phone. Just to cover the basics here, and I'm going to treat this presentation, you guys, as if really, I know that we've kind of already been through the ropes and we kind of know what we're doing with Sonova, but I'm going to act as if we don't, right? Because let's lay the foundation down again. Dealer support is an extension of me. They are not as capable as I am, sure. They don't have the same permissions per se, but they are an extension. And they are able to help when I'm not, at least for the most part. So change orders, sending out documents like the California Protection Guide, or sending out contracts. If I'm not able to do that, dealer support can definitely do that. If you get something like, something with the credit, like manual, whatever is needed, or something else is needed, it's not just a passed or failed, you would have to call into dealer support to have them do a manual credit inquiry. Again, I can't even do that myself. So reach directly out to them whenever you have that issue. The validation line here is in the middle. This is where you would call for the welcome call to get your contract validated. They would also take care of the ACH payment requirement during that call. Now, I recommend doing online validation. If you guys are not validated yet, I recommend doing that. You would just log into your portal, click on your profile on the top right, and you would upload a verified photo of yourself, basically a selfie, upload a photo of your ID. And you only ever have to do that once. But the reason why this is important is because if you do that, once you sign the contract, you can then direct the customer to mysonova.com, have them sign in, and you would provide them with their system ID. And now they're automatically prompted to do the validation online. And they can set up the ACH payment online. Why is that important? Because as we all know, during a welcome call, something might be asked or something might be said that just screws the whole project up, and you now have to start all over again, or potentially it just gets rejected altogether. This eliminates having to talk to somebody on the phone. It's a little bit easier to navigate through that when you're dealing with kind of gray areas in your project, right? For example, we allow co-borrowers, but they have to live in the home. And if they don't know that and they're on the welcome call and the guy on the phone is like, hey, do you live in the home? Naturally the response is going to be like, oh no, I live up the street from my cousin. They're going to be like, oh, cool, canceled, not going through. So this will help to avoid those little things. And then of course, customer care here. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about a few of the updates coming out from Sonova. We're going to talk about our products. We're going to go into what we require in those products. Enhanced credit review, we've touched on before. You guys have heard me talk about that. I'm not going to spend too much time on there, but I do like to bring it up because I think it's a game changer. And then we'll go into the PC demo here with JC. You guys have seen this slide before. I'm going to kind of speed through what I think might not be super important. Founded in 2012, went public in 19. These numbers were in October of last year. So now we have like over 2,000 employees. We have over 300,000 customers. These numbers have definitely increased since then. And we've improved our SLA improvements. So our response times from dealer support are much quicker. It used to be 3 days. Now it's within a couple of hours, if that. So that's huge. We've made IT improvements to Catalyst, which you guys don't have access to. I am currently building that out for Power. It's kind of a robust thing. But once that's live, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be kind of your backup to Vision once Vision has Sunnova integrated into that. We've raised our loan caps to $250,000. That's huge. I don't think there are any other solar loan. I've never seen a solar loan for 250. So the first person who does that, I'm taking you out to dinner because that's a huge deal. You guys have seen this slide probably as well. We offer solar. We offer solar and storage. Unfortunately, Power does not currently offer standalone battery. This is a conversation I am having with them though, and that is potentially going to open up so that we can pair our standalone battery option with our PPAs. We're hearing a lot of, why don't you sell PPA with batteries? Well, this would kind of be that workaround for that. We have our add-ons here, as you guys can see and are familiar with. And of course, we have our non-Sonova system offerings like our SRS, which is one-time solar repair services. And then of course, our SPS, which is our long-term kind of insurance plans on our projects. This is great for those homeowners that, they got their system installed 20 years ago, company went out of business. Who are they going to call? They can call Sunnova now. Again, you guys might have seen these slides already, some of these, so I appreciate your patience as I go through this. 25 years of protection. This is huge. You guys know what's up, bumper to bumper on all of our products. Battery replacement, 25 years. This whole thing is really what sets us apart, you guys. And it comes with every single one of our systems, okay? Let's talk about credit for a second. We need 4 things that our underwriters are looking for in the homeowner. We're looking for the homeowner to pass credit. They got to be on title. Of course, it's got to be residential, and we got to have that contract validated. We've been selling solar for some time here. I'm assuming for everyone on the call, this should look familiar. There are nuances in each of these, and we'll discuss that here in a second. But property types. I think, JC, you actually asked me this question earlier. Do we work on multifamily housing, a 4-unit, basically, complex? Yes, we do. We do not work with anything greater than 4 units, though. Okay. And as you can see, single family, duplex, townhome, condos, we'll work with all of it. One thing I want to be sure that I'm nailing home with you guys is kind of how we differ in terms of credit and how our products affect the homeowner, because it is very different than your traditional Mosaic, Good Leap, Sunlight, whatever lender. So our threshold is 650, right? We look for a 650. It's going to waterfall to TransUnion, starting with Experian. It's a moving target. Can't just have a 650 and expect to pass. Can't have any bankruptcies in the last 7 years as well. CEC score, that's if you pay your water bill on time, your cell phone bill on time. You have to have a greater than a 199 in that. No derogatory accounts, and we don't look at your DTI. But let's take a second here and just kind of nail some things home. None of our products, none of our TPOs, none of our loans will affect the homeowner's DTI. So traditionally in a loan through Mosaic or Good Leap or whoever else, when you take out a $50,000 loan, that's a $50,000 debt on that person's credit. But with Sunnova, it does not show up on their credit. That is huge. You have real estate investors that want to stay fluid. You have people that would who would want to take out a loan to maybe do a pool too, and they can't do that if they have another loan for $50,000 on their solar. This is huge. Now, the logic behind that, you guys, is that we are the bank. We own and nurture these relationships for the next 25 years. They are making their payments to Sunnova. We're not selling off these projects or selling off these loans to anybody else. And so it's to our discretion on whether or not we report that balance. And we will not report it until they default. If they default, then of course we're going to report it. But again, I think that's a huge thing that sets us apart as well in terms of credit. Let's talk about inquiries. All of our credit inquiries are soft inquiries. Every single one of them. TPO, PPA, loan. Now, in a loan though, 30 days after that contract is signed, it goes from a soft inquiry to a hard inquiry. Okay, so lease soft, PPA soft, loan soft until they sign. In the loan, when they sign, 30 days later, again, it becomes a hard inquiry. All right. Again, we don't need really much anything outside of their date of birth and
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Jay, only on the purchase does it become a hard inquiry?
Only on a purchase does it become a hard inquiry. Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's 30 days after the contract is signed.
Perfect.
I'm going backwards. All right, let's talk about, assuming they qualify, let's talk about what they qualify for. So our equipment lease. This is payments based on the cost of the equipment, right? There are no dealer fees with any of our TPOs. So in our lease, no dealer fee. Steady monthly payments, again, based off the cost of the equipment. You have the option of adding an escalator. It's our system. We provide insurance, 25 years of bumper to bumper coverage. All of our systems come with an energy guarantee. It looks like a true up, right? So at the end of the year, we are short. It looks like a credit on the homeowner's bill. And on a lease, there's no buyout option. This is the biggest hang up with a lease, no buyout option. I get it. Why, this is really the only difference between a lease and a PPA is the PPA has that early buyout at year 5. But let's talk about what happens when you're in a lease and you're selling your home. In section 12, part A, subpart I, this is pulled from our contract. In the event that the homeowner is selling their home, one, they could transfer the system to the new homeowner. So the person buying the home can sign a transfer agreement. They assume all the rights moving forward. 2, they can prepay the lease. So in the event of you're selling your home, you can buy out the lease. And typically you would want to recoup that cost in the sale of the home. And then basically you're just transferring the use of the system over to the new homeowner. Or 3, they could move the system to their new home. I thought that was a joke before I came to Sonova. I didn't realize that that was an actual thing, but it is a real thing. They can actually move the system to the new home. Why would anyone do that? I don't know. If there is a cost associated with it, and that cost is depending on the system size. But my assumption would be that someone would want to do that if they're selling their home and the new buyers are adamant about not having that solar system on that roof. And they don't care that you're prepaying it. They're not going to pay you back for that. They don't want it on their roof. Then this would be another way out, so to speak, where they would be able to literally have us come uninstall it and then go to the new house and install it there. Now, again, I don't know really how well that would work out. These solar systems are custom made for every home, tilt, azimuth, solar availability, blah, 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 right? So there are those factors, but the point is they can move it, which is pretty crazy. Let's assume they take all 25 years. They live in the home all 25 years. They reach the end of the agreement. So what happens at that point? Well, if within 90 days of that agreement expiring, the homeowner or Sonova can request to have the system removed. If the homeowner is in default and they owe us money, then obviously there's going to be a cost to that. But if not, then we'll come out, we'll get the new system, and we'll repair the roof back to its original condition, and that's it. No worries. If neither party requests removal, so if the homeowner doesn't call Sonova and says, hey, come take this thing, and if Sonova doesn't call the homeowner and say, hey, we're going to come take this thing, then in section 17, section C in our contracts, it'll say that you will be considered to be the new owner of the system. So at the end of the lease, it's theirs. Yeah, there's no early buyout option, I get it, but it's still theirs at the end of the term. Now let's talk, the common question that I get after this is, well, what if Sonova calls? Okay, that's a great question. Let's think about that logic for a second. It's a 25-year-old system. It would literally cost us more money to roll out a crew, roll out the trucks, uninstall the system, repair the roof, bring these 25-year-old panels to where? I mean, where would we even store them? It's not like there's a used market for panels. There's not like this huge black market for solar systems. It just doesn't make sense fiscally for us to do it. And I think that that's the reason why we put this verbiage in here. Like, hey, if neither of us call to ask to get that thing, then really it's just going to be yours. And more than likely, we're not going to call it because that's going to cost us money to do it. What do we want this 25-year-old system for? 3, the last option at the end of the agreement is they can renew the agreement for 2 5-year increments, essentially totaling 10 years. Why would they want to do this? By extending the agreement, you are also extending the warranties. So, you know, some homeowners are stuck on that. They're going to be there forever. They're going to have that system on forever. They want the warranties with it. I get it. They can extend it for up to 10 years. Okay. This is at the end of the agreement. And again, you guys, all of these little snippets are pulled directly from our contracts. This is verbiage straight from our stuff. So good to know. Everything that we just talked about is also applicable to the PPA EZ. So you guys know we have a PPA and a PPA EZ. For those of you who don't know the differences, a power purchase agreement, a normal PPA, is payments based on the power that your system produces, right? So that payment obviously will fluctuate month to month. This is great. That would be great for a homeowner that experiences, you know, maybe they're in the East Coast, they experience winters, they don't want to pay for power they're not producing during the wintertime, right? So their payments will reflect that, right? It'll obviously be lower during those months. But for most of the cases that you'll be selling a PPA, especially if you're up against a Sunrun proposal, then you would be using what they would have is what we would call our PPA EZ. This is the most kind of common model of a PPA that you'll find in the market. So the differentiator between a normal PPA and an EZ is really just the fixed monthly payment. So every month for the next 12 months, for the next 25 years, your payment's $200. Or unless you add an escalator all the way up to 2.9%, it's on our insurance policy. Of course, 25 years protection, that energy guarantee is there. And this is that biggest difference, is you have the option of buying that system out after year 5. And then for you guys, this is actually becoming a little bit more popular. I've had more and more reps within Power selling the PPA Flex. For those of you not familiar, this is 100% upfront payment for their power. And what's happening is they're essentially able to buy down their rate. On average, it's like 27% of a discount in their power. But in this example, you'll see that it's actually 50% in terms of the buy down. So let's look at this for a second. The utility rate is 26 cents. The 0 upfront payment, so just a normal PPA, easy, is 16 cents on the solar rate. They have about $19,000 in lifetime savings. Awesome. If they put $5,000 down, they bought their rate down from 16 to 12, and then their lifetime savings jumps to 25,000. But if they do 100% upfront payment, it literally cuts that solar rate in half, and their lifetime savings jumps all the way up to about 46,000. This is by far the best way for a customer to save money. When would you use a PPA Flex? You would probably use this with an affluent homeowner who, you know, let's be real. These guys that are quote unquote affluent homeowners, the $1 million houses and stuff, they're probably doing things so that to their taxes so that they don't really have to pay any taxes. I think you guys could all agree that maybe 1 in 5 of the people that we talk to actually qualify for that tax credit. And the percentage of people that actually use that tax credit and apply it towards the balance before the loan reamortizes at month 18 is even smaller. It's like 3%. So they're almost doing themselves a disservice because that payment's just going to jump up, right? So let's talk about that affluent homeowner. They don't pay any taxes. They're not going to qualify for the tax credit. They have a chunk of money. They don't want to worry about a bill. They don't want to take out a loan. This is money for them. This is going to give them the most savings. And I've been seeing a lot more of these being pushed through, and that's awesome. I'm super glad to see that. Enhanced credit review. We've talked about enhanced credit review before. You've probably seen this exact slide. Again, if they don't meet the 650 credit score, they automatically get pushed through enhanced credit. The threshold is dropped to a 550. It's still a moving target. There's still other variables in there that they need to meet, but the threshold is dropped pretty significantly. And as you've heard me say before, probably, think about how many more homeowners that opens up the door to. I love enhanced credit review. I think this is a huge thing. $25,500 solar project under enhanced credit review would qualify for 25 years at a 5.47. Okay. I think that, we're finding that maybe not a lot of people are even getting passed through enhanced credit review, because I got a lot of requests of like, hey, they have like a 570, why didn't it work? Again, I just want to make sure you guys are aware it's not just a 550 and that's it. Again, there are other variables to that. Okay. Any questions? I kind of zoomed through that whole thing. Any questions?
Hey, Jay, Michael Johnson here. How's it going?
Hey, Michael, what's up, brother? How are you?
Doing good. On your first slide concerning the credit, it was a rating for if you pay your utility bills on time and things like that.
Yeah, so that was a TEC score. And again, it has to be greater than a 199 TEC score.
Okay, so if someone brings me their bill and I see that they're behind in their payments, should that be a red flag that they may not be able to afford the the lease or something?
I wouldn't. It would be definitely it's a flag, but I wouldn't necessarily like just stop there. I would probably, still push that through because it might not necessarily prevent that person from qualifying per se. But that is a flag. That is something to look at. That's a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah. I do have a few other slides I kind of wanted to go through, and then JC, we could walk through. I will probably spend most of our time walking through PC2. But how are we selling an NEM3, right, in California? These are the three main products that we are finding that are having success in California post NEM2: loan storage, lease storage, and our flex PPA. Okay, we talked a little bit about earlier the difference between a shift battery and full backup. I want to drive home again. I think that although I see the need for something like that in the market just because of the demand, I think we are short selling our customers by doing that, to be honest with you. You guys have the opportunity, the ability to make more money, provide the homeowner with a greater value prop by offering them full backup as opposed to just shifting capabilities. And really, again, I use the term short-sighted. Like the market, the utility market is very volatile. It's not going to be the same as it is now in 5 years from now. Time of use is going to change. Rates are going to change. Things are going to change. They have always changed. And so to limit a homeowner with just one capability of a battery of shifting self-consumption, I think is doing a disservice. So all of our storage products as of right now, you guys, are full battery capabilities, right? Backup, load shifting, the whole thing. We have to look at it from a profitability standpoint as opposed to a savings standpoint. what I've been hearing a lot of is, hey, we can save $5,000 on the install if we do just the shift thing. Okay, sure. But we're paying you on average $8,000 more than like a Sunrun proposal would for that same thing, for that same battery. So if you're worried about saving $5,000 on an install, well, we're paying you $8,000 more to sell just the actual battery. So we're covering your $5,000 installation charge, and we're giving you $3,000 on top of it. So, and it's the same conversation. I mean, how much money is really the customer saving from opting for a shift battery versus a full capable battery? Maybe 10 bucks, maybe 20 bucks. Like, it's really not a big difference. And maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't think it's that big of a difference. Let me go through these slides real quick. Any questions while I go through this?
I know it's a little off topic, but I'm like in the process of trying to do some things. I just got my Sonova training all done and everything, but I'm not that great with Aurora. Is there any like help? Anyone you know that you could point me in a direction with that?
Well, so you wouldn't necessarily need to have access to Aurora. I think this is a good time to hop into PC2. You don't really need to have access or be familiar with Aurora because of how the system works. JC, do you want to walk through kind of PC2, or do you want me to do it?
What do you mean by PC2, bro?
By the portal. Do you want to walk through the portal?
Oh yeah, I want to open up the portal, yes, and share it.
Okay, so I'll let you share from here, and then I'll kind of just chime in and guide as we go.
Perfect.
I'll stop sharing.
All right. Let me share here. Okay, so there's a lead that we have that I want to put together here in real time. But for example, this is a lead that I've got in Riverside. And we're going to get a new proposal. We're just adding 2 more panels here. So for example, people want to know, and during this, people were asking me on doing it with Solar Edge. So there was some confusion because there was a training that you did with Jonathan Bernasso with Enphase batteries. So we want to make sure we do it with Solar Edge. So this is set up with the Solar Edge batteries. I've already got all this thing set up, the azimuth and the tilt. If you, by the way, for those people that don't know how to do this, there's videos that show you how to do this. So we're not going to do all these tedious work of adding every array. But what I want to get to, Jay, as you can see, this is 5 arrays. We want to get to the battery. So I click on the battery and I hit add. And it's a Solar Edge. I click on this first option. And quantity is not 9.
I was going to say that is a shit ton of batteries.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So this is actually 3 batteries. So we're doing 3 batteries for this client. So when it's Solar Edge 3 batteries, we leave this part here blank.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to select that because the inverters up top are technically what are going to be capable for that battery. So you don't necessarily need to select that.
Perfect. And I'm going to click add here again, even though I already did, because sometimes when I go to the next slide, it won't let me. So I'm going to, and by the way, on the proposal here, this is the deal, okay? On the proposal, we have to go to menu and equipment, and then I'm adding 3 batteries. So you only put 1 on the solo proposal. Then you add the difference. One of the ways that I figure out the difference is I put 3 here, and it shows me the total price for the 3, 32,000, right? So when I go back to 1, 14, okay, what's the difference between 14 and 32? We're looking at 18,000. So I'm going to just, and of course I'm rounding up. I don't put that exact number, but when I go here, I hit save and continue. But I am right to put 3 right here in the batteries, right? The quantity section.
Yeah, that's the only way that we'll know how many batteries are actually that you actually want to sell.
Because
right? Are we doing right now, JC? Just to be clear, we're doing a free battery promo, or what are we doing here?
Yes, the free battery promo, correct.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
Yep. So then I come here.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep.
The storage dealer EPC per watt. And I'm going to get that from, I got to put this to cash. So I go to my solar proposal and I go to cash and pricing $4, right? So
that's including, if we're all following along, that is including 1 battery, correct?
One battery, correct.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the difference for the others here, right?
Right, so we're gonna do the $4, so that's PV, that's including the solar and one battery. And then the
Correct.
difference for the other two would be entered on the bottom.
Right, and you gotta put an escalator, so 2.9 escalator. And then I'm gonna put the 18,000 here. Let's see how this turns out. We go here and run pricing.
I'm always holding my breath whenever it does this.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
like,
good.
come on. All right, it doesn't.
So
Now-
sometimes it doesn't go through though, and what I found is that, oh, no, it didn't go through last time because I didn't put 3 batteries. I only
Right.
put 1, so I was overcharging for batteries. So that was a mistake I was making last time, that on the battery section quantity, I clicked 1 instead of 3.
Correct.
So if we look at here, if you could explain to us, Jay, what we're looking at right here for everybody that's seeing this.
Yeah, so right now we have a total EPC of $74,000, right? Monthly Sonova payment is $335. Our solar rate is at 15 cents. To be honest with you, that's actually pretty low. Like,
Yeah, it is.
like for a system of 14 kilowatts, it really should be like closer to like 30 cents almost.
Wow.
Especially when you're comparing the utility rate at 33 cents. Now, one thing I wanted, one weird thing that the system does that I want us to all look at, because I don't want anyone to trip out and say, what is this? If we all look at monthly add-on payment, we see it says $250.71. JC, go ahead and add to save list and save this one quote for me. And then let's look at how that monthly add-on payment changes. For
Okay.
whatever reason, it recalculates, and it's just, I don't know why, but now that monthly add-on payment is $83.57. Do you see that?
Yes. Yep, I see that.
So now it looks like, okay, and by the way, you guys, $335 is the total payment. Of $335, $83 is in that $335, right? It's not $335 plus 83. Okay. So of the $335, $83 of that is the monthly payment for the batteries. This is 3 batteries. So that is about accurate for 2 battery payments. Okay. Now, what we need to be sure of, because we need to make sure that it reflects in Solo too, because Power needs to know also what this total project cost will be. So do me a favor, JC, let's hop back into Solo. Add the other 2 batteries. And then now what's our cash price? 73,932. What was it in the other one? Is this with 3 batteries, right?
3 batteries, this is 528. Oh, 73, got it. You're looking at the big number.
73,932. Go back. 74.
74.
Perfect. I'm on the money, basically. You're over by about $60 or whatever it is, which is what you want to be. So you guys, if you're hitting me up and say, hey, did I do this right? What I'm asking, the only thing that I need to know is what's that Solo cash price and what's that Sonova total EPC. If those match, then you've done it correctly.
Perfect. I love it. And by the way, like for example, on this guy, this here is not accurate because this is his Edison one. So he just texted me that he's paying close to $8,000 a year for his utility bill, right? So for a 14 kilowatt system with 3 backup batteries, he's paying $335 per month out the door.
That's huge.
With a 2.9% escalator. And by the way, let's look at the margin here. We've got a $12,600 margin. Of course, 70% of that is a commission plus the commission from the 3 batteries, right? Some commission on the batteries, right? So, I mean, it's a healthy deal. This deal, we're gonna sell it. He got pitched by Sunrun, and the numbers were not as good, and they were not giving him backup capabilities. So I feel very confident about going and selling this deal. And more importantly, I'm not showing them an $80,000 to $120,000 debt, right? And the tax credit that he's probably not going to qualify for. I'm simply selling them a monthly payment. We're putting up all of the equipment. So it's exciting when I'm looking at this.
I mean, if you really want to dumb it down, just, hey, your utility rate right now, what they're charging you, Mr. Customer, is 33 cents. I give you 50% off of that at 15 cents. More than 50%.
Hey,
It's a no-brainer.
Jay.
Oh.
Hey, Jay, sorry guys, it's John up here in Connecticut. Hey, I thought that there was no commission on batteries.
You're probably talking about the non-backup batteries.
Okay.
Yeah, these are not the non-backup batteries. These are the regular batteries.
Okay. Yeah, I sold a battery the other day and I had heard that there was commission set aside on batteries, but then I heard from somebody else that that's not true anymore.
Yeah, no, that's not the case. Okay, give me 1 second. I've got another proposal. 1 second. Let me. Okay, I've got another client that I'm going to pull up here that we're going to do in real time. I haven't worked on this lead at all. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up. Let me do a duplicate
JC,
screen.
while you're pulling that up, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Do you show your clients like a good leap versus the lease, or are you just showing them?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. What I do is I show them the purchase price and then I show them the lease price, right?
Okay.
And that's how I'm going to be doing it moving forward.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, let me pull up this other client here. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we got this client here in Whittier. So I'm gonna be pulling up this guy's solar proposal as well. And we're here in the pricing. So if I want to go to the details, Jay, I go here to this one, right, and make a duplicate of it.
Yeah, so if you click on that, it'll bring up the design details, and then if you wanted to change anything, if you haven't created a quote to that design, then you would have to clone it. Yeah. So in this case, yeah, you would clone it if you wanted to make a different change the design.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and clone it. And I'm gonna pull up the solar proposal. 1 second here. One second. Give me a second, guys. Let me grab it.
Can I ask a quick question to Jay in the meantime? Oh, now he's our JC's back.
What's up?
I was gonna ask how the warranty works with the batteries on a lease.
I'm sorry, can you say it again? You were wondering how
How the warranty works with batteries on a lease.
25 years is 25 years is 25 years. Doesn't matter if
And
it's a
then,
lease.
and if they extend it 10 years, I mean, you get 35 years on a battery,
Correct. Yeah,
that's insane. That's awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. That is insane. You're right.
Okay, looks like I've got this here. Let me go ahead and pull it up now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let me move this next. Okay. So we've got this client here. This is one of my brother's clients. Let's see. Okay, so he's got it's a small system. So I'm glad this is a small system because I was having some problems with a small system. And again, we're looking at Solar Edge. So well, I guess let me pull it up here so we could see. Yeah, Jose. Okay, so we've already got the arrays, we're fine, and we're gonna go and hit add battery. Add. Now, here's the deal though, for example. Okay, we've got the battery. And I'm wondering if it's gonna, let's go to 1. Here's what I'm wondering, Jay. This is a 5.6 kilowatt system. The only energy hub that it allows me to put is a 7600. There's no 5000, there's no 3800 energy hub in here. What will we do in a scenario like that?
Well, you would pick the one that is compatible. So right now, just pick the 7600. If for whatever reason a model is not available, like in this case, I could always add that for you. Like I could add it in the moment, and you would have access to it. Which one is it?
It's the 5000 we would need is 5.6. So even a 3800 would probably do the trick, but definitely, I mean, wouldn't the 7600 affect the production that is the proposal is going to show?
Sorry, it was muted. I mean, not necessarily. It wouldn't be detrimental to the project. It wouldn't change it by much.
Okay. So
You should
here
be
we
able to
are.
save and continue on that.
Okay, let's go save and continue. Okay, good.
So JC,
So
the
you-
question would be on that, if in Power Platform, you've got a 5000 with a hub, and in the Sonova, you've got a 7600 with the hub, what's actually going to go on the work order? That would be my
Right.
question.
That's a good point. Do you know the answer to that, Jay?
So yeah, sorry. So sorry, I'm getting blown up over here. There would be a change order involved somewhere in there. And it would have to reflect the appropriate inverter. So in this case, that 5000. Again, if it's not available, then I can make it available so that you can click on it.
Yeah,
Which is what I'm trying to do for you right now.
For sure. What we need is definitely the 3800 energy hub, the 5000 energy hub as well. Those. And I would check to see if the 10,000 energy hub is there. I think I only saw 7600 and 11,400. Because this is a second client at a 5-something kilowatt system. So we're adding a battery to this guy. Okay, so we're going with the 7600. So for now, we're going to do it. If we need a change order later, that's fine. But of course, to avoid change orders, if you guys could add those to it. And of course, this is new, right? Now we're going to be doing this a whole lot. So we want to make sure that this is taken care of. So now that I've added
I'm literally doing it as we speak. So
Thanks,
here's
brother.
Of course.
So now that we're doing it here, this is a lease storage. And notice that I clicked on the last one, I clicked 1. Okay, so lease storage, 25 years. You always want to put dealer EPC per watt. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jay.
Correct.
And let's see.
UAC per watt. Mhm.
Okay, so this is a client here. I'm going to make sure this is set to cash. Okay, so notice that I've got this. I will present this to the customer, but for right now, we're going to go ahead and go to cash so we can get this. I'm going to double check. I've got, and by the way, I don't add the extended warranty because Sonova has great 25-year warranty. So I save that money to the customer. My margin is intact. We go to equipment. I've got one SolarEdge backup battery here, 10 kW. Okay, and I go to menu, price, and the final price per watt. Okay, copy. So now, let me make sure this is the right client. No, that's not the right client. This is a client. So dealer EPC per watt, paste it here, 640. Escalator, select your escalator, 2.9. If we do the 3.9, Jay, that will show the lowest monthly payment, right? But it'll go up by a higher percentage, correct?
Correct. Yeah, correct. But if you really want to show them the lowest possible payment, then 3.9 would do that. Yeah.
Got it. So I like to go with 2.9 because I like to show a smaller escalator compared to the utility company, but and we could do multiple, you could have multiple ones, right? I'll show you guys how to do it. So when we're doing one battery, right here, I put $1, right, under this amount. Jay,
Yep, that's correct. Sorry, am I muted? Can you hear me?
you're good, yes. All right, and then we go run pricing. Cool. So here's what we've got. Let me go ahead and add to save list. You always want to do that. And
Yep.
then go to save one quote on the bottom right.
Yep.
And then you'll be able to download the proposal from there.
Correct.
So what we're looking at here, total, all in, we're looking at about 182 between everything. Is that right, Jay?
Yeah, that's correct. So let's break this down. Monthly payment is $159. Their solar rate's 23 cents. Again, that monthly add-on payment is $0 because there's only the one battery in here and they're getting that for free, supposedly. And then again, remember, what am I looking at? I'm looking at 35,505, and I'm looking at the solo total cash project, which, if I remember correctly, was like 35,515. 516, cool. So we're a couple bucks short, like, $5, $10 short. I don't know if that'll get flagged as undersold per se. I like to say, hey, just to be on the safe side, let's be at or over whatever solo says. So in this instance, we're short by 10 bucks. Maybe I might add maybe I might add a penny to the PV. So instead of 633, I'll do 634, I'll do 635, just to get me over solo. The last thing I want is for power to hit you up and be like, hey, this project is undersold for $5. You know what I mean?
Wow, got it. Yeah, just
And
to
which
be
they
on the
might
safe
do.
side.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side. Exactly.
Okay, so we could do it here.
Yep.
Now we're at 35,561.
So now we're over by about 50 bucks, 40 bucks, which is perfect.
Okay,
That extra, that overage, by the way, goes to your margin. Okay,
cool.
no worries. And then, yep, perfect, right here. 159 bucks a month. $33 is 33 cents is the utility rate. So you're saving them a ton of money there.
Let me save one quote.
And with
Let's see.
auto payment, is that deducting anything else?
With auto payment, what do you mean?
Like I know with some things, like if you set up auto pay, they take a few bucks off sometimes.
Oh, this is assuming the auto payment.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Is factoring the auto payment. If you
Got
didn't do ACH, then I think it's about 10 bucks more.
Payment. So Jay, I have two questions. This option here is a lease option?
Yeah, right now we're building our free battery promo, which has to be a lease storage option.
Now, with this option, they can buy it after 5 years?
No, in a lease, there is no early buyout. But earlier in this training, we talked about there is an early buyout if they're selling the home. They have the potential to do it then. But at the end of the 25-year term, the system becomes theirs. Like it's basically theirs at the end of the term. So you can't buy it out early per se, but at the end of the term, it is theirs to keep.
And the only one that you can buy early after 5 years is the PPA Easy?
Correct. PPAZ, correct.
Right,
But
okay.
there's no free battery with that one, right?
There is no battery with PPA at the moment, correct?
Got it.
Is this free? Where's this free battery promo at? Is it only California or is it other states?
Only California, only in the main IOUs. So SoCal
Okay.
Edison, SDG&E, and PG&E.
You got me excited for a second because I'm out.
One more
Yeah,
question.
that's what I'm saying. That stinks.
Well, I mean, but look, you guys, let's kind of break down the logic here. You could still bake your cost of the battery in the PV just like this. You could still do exactly these motions, but it's just, technically it's only available in those 3 IOUs. But you can totally hide the battery in that PV pricing and say $0 for the battery. It's not going to stop you from doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to point out here is this is the loan option, right? $219 where it starts. We're talking about the same thing, one battery, 219 or 312. Louis, mute your line, please. Or $312, right? We're looking at here at $182 per month, and it's going to go up just 2.9% per year. So it's a much better option than a purchase, right? And again, there's no loan.
Yeah, if you guys think about it, like what we're looking at right now is we have the same exact system. Like the equipment, the production is all the same. But in a loan, you have these dealer fees that you're subject to. So where here in this instance, this total project cost is $35,000. In a loan, the total project cost is going to be that plus whatever the dealer fee is, 38%. So you're literally saving them 38%, tens of thousands of dollars by not selling a loan. Their payments are cheaper. It's on our insurance policy. They get to keep it. I don't see like, I would have trouble someone selling me a loan.
Hey,
Yeah.
JC, what are you showing for this guy's?
You
current-
tell me I'm saving 38%. That's all I need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, no kidding.
It doesn't make sense to sell loans right now.
You tell me
not only that,
30%, you got me.
Yeah,
Tens
and
of
if you
thousands
tell
of dollars.
hey, listen, you're not getting this debt, this 40, 50, 60, $80,000 debt on your credit. That alone is gonna get people excited, right? It's
Exactly.
like, come on, man.
Like what?
And I
like
got backup protection.
and you got backup. You got full backup, not just load shifting. Like if the power goes out, you still have power. That's huge. You know, this load shift thing, you guys, you sell a shift battery, the homeowner is going to say they know what you're talking about. They might even sign a waiver saying they understand what you're talking about. But let's be real, they probably don't understand what you're talking about. Power is going to go out. The whole block that has batteries, their solar systems, they're all going to have power. Your homeowner with a shift battery is not. And they're going to be like, what the hell happened? They're going to call you. Be like, why is that the case? It just doesn't make sense. You know, while we're here, JC,
Where's the future with these batteries going to other states?
it is coming. It is for sure coming. So you guys in other states will definitely, like Florida, for example, we're looking at releasing this in other states too. JC, do me a favor, scroll all the way down to like page 30, 23, 24, somewhere in there. Keep on going, right here, actually go up. So this is the monthly payment schedule with auto ACH discount. So if your customer is like, well, how do I know what my payment's going to be in 25 years with a 2.9? That's too high. Pull it up right here. $317, $317 at year 25. It's the table below that, JC. That one's the without ACH payment. $317 at year 25. It'll take them 25 years to get to a $300 payment. That's crazy.
Wow.
It's not increasing by that much.
Hey, you know, I'm dealing with a friend of mine who's bugging out over this 2.9. Does it eat up your margin if you drop it down to like a 1.9?
No, not necessarily. Actually, technically speaking, the pricing matrix actually pays out more for the higher the APR or the higher the escalator. But I mean, yeah, I mean, does it cut into your margin? I mean, not necessarily.
Because I feel like if I say, hey, instead of 2.9, I got you a 1.9. He'll
Right.
sign up.
Well, the total project cost is still the total project cost. So your margin is going to remain the same.
Yeah.
So for the record, we could put a 1.9 escalator.
No, for the
No.
record, for this promo, it must be a 2.9 or a 3.9
Got it.
for this promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exciting. See,
that's only for California, so that is what it is.
Correct.
170.
Hey, JC, what's the cash price on that, on your solo proposal there?
Look,
not the ca-
I'll
not
show
the
you
cash,
right now,
not-
but check this out. This client is on care. For those of you guys that know care, right? So this client is on care. She's paying $175 per month. Assuming it only increases by 4% per year, 5 years from now, she'll be at 230. 10 years, she'll be at 308 in 10 years, right? We're giving her 108% offset with 2 batteries. She's currently at 175 per month. we're starting her off at $159 per month with the one backup battery. I think I said two, one backup battery. Okay. And her payment's only going to go up by 2.9%. Edison went up 20% last year.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, you guys have heard me say this before, but if you can't close one of these, you can't close a window. It's business as usual. It's
Yeah.
business as usual.
And
You know what I'm saying? And here's the deal. There's less competition. There's a lot of people out there that are, they used to be Tigger. Remember Tigger from, what is it called? Winnie the Pooh? Now they're like Eeyore. Oh, NEM 3.0. Listen, not me. What that means is there's a lot of opportunities, and we've got this here. The numbers don't lie. They're not getting that $50,000 loan anymore. I mean, no dealer fees. Come on, man. This is an IQ test. So get excited, start closing deals, taking those appointments, because somebody's going to dominate in this market, and we got it good, man. These numbers are phenomenal. So let me show you the cash price, Michael.
Yeah, not the cash price, just the price.
Look at the price here. If it was financed, $54,000. I got a client, guys, that last year under NEM 2.0, he was buying a purchase, and he says, hey, listen, man, I decided not to go through with it because I'm buying a Harley. My wife finally let me buy the Harley, and I'm going to buy it. If I take on this, I don't remember what it was, like $60,000 loan, I'm not going to qualify for it. So what did I do? I switched them to Sonova. Granted, I switched them to a Sonova purchase, but I switched them to Sonova because they don't affect the DTI. So a lot of people care about that, right? And so it's just, if you make it a big deal, if you know that this is a good deal, it's going to help you in your sales. So anyways, this is exciting.
So JC, here's the deal. That 54,000 and the actual lease is 69,000. But that's 69,000 over 25 years. That 54,000 isn't 54,000 over 25 years, right?
Oh, no, of course not.
No, there's a finance amount at 4.99%. So of course it's going to increase.
Yeah, probably 90,000.
I was going to say maybe over 100, I think.
You can check this on the proposal right
dealer
before
fee.
that little hot sheet. You could check it out, and it'll tell you exactly how much it'll be at the end of the 25 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Jay, this is Rhett. What's your new EPC max as far as your cap?
So in the promo, it's raised to $850. Under normal circumstances, it's $8. Now remember, there is also the solar rate cap in lease or PPA. So when you're selling a project in Florida, for example, their lease cap, their solar cap is 14.149 cents. So even though our price per watt cap is $8, if $8 ultimately is greater than 0.149 cents, it's going to cap you, right? So it's kind of a battle on two fronts, is like how I like to call it.
That's awesome, man.
This has been great. Yo, you guys, let's do this more. JC, like, put me in front of people. Let's do more trainings, weekly, bi-weekly, whatever. I'm happy to help. All you guys know how to get a hold of me. I'm finding that emails are just a little bit easier for me to manage, you guys. You can always text me for one-off things, but if we're having like communication on a project, don't text me. Hit me up on an email, because then I want to be sure that we're like going back and we have like, we have a track record of our conversation. And there's not a day that goes by where I let one email go through. Like, I end my day with 0 emails in my inbox. So if you really can't get a hold of me via phone, hit me up on the email, and more than likely I'll get you there. But I do have to hop. I had a hard stop.
I can confirm that. Jay emails back really quick.
Yeah, I want to say that I could text back faster, but at this point there's just so many texts that it's like lost in translation almost for some. And I apologize if one of you were affected by that. But email, like, I'll get to you at an email 100%. I'll let you guys continue the training. JC, I appreciate you letting me be here, but I do have to hop, unfortunately. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone here. Just so you guys know, we've seen like tremendous growth from when I first started with the account till now. I mean, we went from 0 originations, 1 to maybe 4 originations a month to like over 200, like just exponential growth. And I owe that to you guys right here. So thank you so much for your hard work. Let me know how I can support you. This is my favorite group. Like Power is my favorite company to be working with. So I'm here for you guys. All right. Let me know how I can be of service. But other than
Thank you,
that,
brother.
happy Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. Okay.
Thanks,
Jay,
Jay.
I'm gonna be in touch. I'm still a kind of a super noob in that portal, so I'm just gonna email you.
We'll
Thanks again for everything.
I'm sure that I'm going to be talking with all of you guys many times. So don't worry about it. Blow me up. I'm here to help. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you,
All right,
Jay.
Thanks
everyone.
again, brother. Have a good
Have a great
weekend.
weekend, guys.
Hey guys, before everybody else signs off, I just want to say it's as you start to put these together, I'm telling people do not shy away from Edison. There's some people that, very few, but that said, I'm gonna go and prospect in, LADWP territory. And yes, by all means, sure. But I wouldn't shy away from, especially knowing what we know now. As I'm putting these deals, every single deal looks right. I had a client from Rancho Palos Verdes give me a proposal from Sunrun, and they gave them 3 batteries, the shift batteries, right? No backup. I was able to give him 3 batteries with our pricing, 3 batteries with backup, more production, okay, and save them over $120 a month from Sunrun's price. And my commission was about $11,000 all in. So everything all in, right? And today we have an appointment at 3:00 because he signed with them and he's canceling with them. So they were barely going to go do a site survey. He signed with them and he's canceling with them. It makes sense. And you just got to get good at selling this, because one of these, we have an ace up our sleeve, which is the pricing that we've got and this deal that we've got with Sonova. So get used to Sonova. It's going to take you a couple of proposals for you to get the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it fast because I'm doing a lot of them. Because guess what? We don't have a choice, but it's a blessing in disguise. It really is, because, there's so many benefits to it. So on Monday, I'm going to be doing a little training on this, and I'm going to be showing some of my customers their purchase price, their lease price, their current price with Edison. And I'm going to show you guys some examples, because you need to catch the vision. If you know what I know, you're going to have a sense of urgency to go out there and build your solar business, which is selling solar and teaching people how to sell solar, building a business, recruiting people. I recommend you do that. And also there's less competition. Some people left the solar industry for something like NEM 3.0, which it boggles my mind, right? And then when we're seeing these numbers don't lie. I'll leave you with this. I think I mentioned in the beginning, for those of you guys that may have missed, $420 a month payment for my client with Riverside, 26 cents a kilowatt hour average, $420. I got them down to $307 with 3 backup batteries, $307 instead of $420, right? My commission's about $10,500 to $11,000 on that deal with 3 backup batteries. I mean, it's crazy. Now, what if he was with Edison and instead of 26 cents, he was paying 36 cents, 34 cents a kilowatt hour? So it's exciting. It really is exciting. So I'm super excited. This particular training, Jessica, let's have Stephanie upload this to YouTube ASAP. It'll be on YouTube. I'm going to put it on the Team Freedom training. I'm going to put it on the Telegram group. I'm going to put it on the Pioneers group as well. Excuse me, not the Pioneers group, but the Power Hitters group. So make sure you guys get it there. And I appreciate you guys getting on here. It was awesome. Let's go close some deals.
JC. Hey, quick question off topic. Vision. Have you heard any about where we're at with Vision? Getting all the new battery options on there?
I heard that they're working on it still, brother. Yes. So it's still clunky, right? The whole thing is still clunky. So we're figuring it out. I'm not even with Vision certified yet, believe it or not. So, but I'm gonna knock that out, because everybody should get on Vision. And if you haven't got certified with Sonova, I recommend that you get certified with Sonova. I heard right now it's taking like 3 to 4 weeks to get onboarded with Sonova. So if I were you, I would take my Sonova certification and start to get onboarded with them. Cool.
Jay had it done quicker than me. He had it done in a few days with me.
Oh, good. Yeah, contact Jay. He might be able to help you guys out.
He was on point. Jay was on point.
Good. Does anybody know when other Sonova trainings happen? Do you guys know? Anybody know that?
Actually, I was referring, how you said you have trainings on how to enter through the Sonova portal?
Oh, Yeah, how to enter a lead in the Sonova portal?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
send that
kind of
over to
lost
you.
in it myself.
okay, cool.
Look, text me, both of you text me. Anybody that needs that training, I'll send you the YouTube video. All you gotta do is just pause it and play it and follow it. It's a bunch of people have done it through there. So send me a message. It's also in the training academy, by the way, Team Freedom Training Academy as well.
So for that free battery, you just put that $1 in there and we get it for one battery, right? And then let's say you wanted to do 2 or 3 batteries, JC, you just account for that extra cost for those 2 separately and you call that, correct?
Yes. So check this out. Matter of fact, those of you guys who want to stick around. You got to get this. This part is
Yeah.
super important, right? So let's say, for example, I go to this lead. And let's say, for example, let's see if I can edit this. If not, I'll just clone it. I'll just clone this. So watch this. I'm going to clone this system. It's the same one, right? You put all of your arrays in, which is a video that I'm going to send to some of you guys, okay? And you get all of this information. Well, I'm not going to get into that. I'll send it to you guys. All the way down here, you got, and you, at the end, you want to click on battery and you want to click add, okay? And then you got to put, like in this case, it's 3 batteries, Danny. So you
Okay.
put 3. If it's 1, then you put 1, right? Pretty self-explanatory.
But this
With
is the 3
NP
battery project for sure. I got it. Okay.
Correct. So 3 battery project, you put 3 here. This all stuff should stay the same. It's weird because sometimes this lights up and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know why that's the case, but these bottom ones should stay the same. But you want to click 3. Then you hit continue. Your solar, even though you got 3 here, your solar proposal shows 1 battery. Okay. You click save and continue. When you do that on this next page, you fill it out and you're going to put the difference between the 1 battery and the 3 batteries in this section where it says equipment battery. So let's say the difference is 18,000. You put 18,000 here because you got 3 batteries. If it was only 1 battery, you just put $1, the minimum $1. But if it's 3 batteries, the difference between 1 and 3 batteries is 18,000. So I would put the 18,000 here. Of course, I got to fill this stuff out first. The price you want to put lease. Right? You want to put dealer EPC per watt. You put the cash price here under pricing, the price per watt. You got to have the proposal set to cash. Some of you guys are going to make a mistake and not change it from financing to cash, and it's not going to accept it. You got to switch it to cash. Some of you guys are all, I did this mistake. I forgot to put the escalator and I was frustrated. Why the hell isn't this not working? I watched the video again. Oh, guess what? That's what I was missing. So minimum 2.9% escalator. Dealer EPC, and you put the difference. If it's 2 batteries, you would put 9,000 here, right? The difference, right? If it's 1 battery, you put $1. And then if you do 4 batteries, you put the difference, right? It'd be 27,000, right? And then you go run pricing. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't need another one of these. This one's already done. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware. And of course, follow the videos, guys. If you guys follow the videos, and we're going to all make mistakes until we get this thing right. But once you do it a couple of times, now I feel very, very competent. I feel more competent in the last week than I have in the last 2.5 years that I've been using Sonova. So it's awesome. You do it a few times and it's good. And guys, I put in 5 deals with Sonova that I'm going to present. Every one of them makes sense for the client. And I've got the confidence of going to them and saying, you've got blackout protection. And I'm of the belief that we're going to experience more blackouts nationwide, but especially in California, with all these electric vehicles and electric appliances. It is inevitable. I know that I'm doing the right thing for the customer, and because of that, the way that I feel, I'm going to be able to sell more. So I'm excited to go out there and pitch this with no debt. Who the hell wants some debt? Even though there's good debt and bad debt, I'm going to go out there and show them that this is an their utility company. It may not be a debt, but it's kind of like an invisible debt. Well, this is the same thing, but I tell them it's no debt. You're replacing that. So anyways, as you guys can tell, I'm pretty excited, but that's how you do it.
Last small question. If we're doing an upgrade of a panel box, it's fine with just including the overall EPC price from the solar pricing, right? The solo proposal, it's fine as long as we have it included in here. It's already included pretty much for.
As long as you got it in the adders, you're good. You make sure all of your adders are added, because any additional adders, here's another tip about Sonova, any additional adders that you've got, you want to make sure that once you sell the deal, you're gonna email Emily Budd, well, finance, right? And you're gonna tell them, I just closed this deal. Here's the name. It's a Sonova deal, right? Give them the project manager, and these are the adders. NPU, right? Or roof work. For example, for one of my clients, the first one that I was working on, actually, no, one I didn't show here, has a $7,000 adder because they've got clay tile. So we've got panels on one section of their roof, a small section of their roof. So I added a $7,000 adder for that. So I'm going to email Emily all of the adders. Boom. She'll reply back, and then boom, it moves forward. But it's so there is a little bit more work to do with Sonova, but I'm happy to do it, especially once those commissions hit. And then Sonova has the best pricing. Even if you sell loans through Sonova, their dealer fees are much better than the other banks, by the way. So
Yeah,
love
I
Sonova.
got a roof right now and I'm getting absolutely torched, and I didn't realize there was a 35% dealer fee on one of it. So now I got to go back to him and be like, hey, I got to do some work with Sonova to get you a better deal here.
Yeah. Yep. All
So
right, ladies
JC,
and gentlemen.
are we getting M1s on the leases as well?
Yeah, Sonova and Goodly pay M1s.
Cool, thank you.
Can we
All
squeeze in
right.
a roof with Sonova?
You can, as long as you're within the guidelines of their price per watt
Right, for a
max.
while. Got it. So it can't be a super huge roof, pretty much. It's got to be something.
Yeah, it can't be super huge roof. If not, I've had deals where it didn't meet the price per watt, but I was a little bit over, so I closed the client on getting more panels so that price per watt could come down.
Makes
Yeah, my
sense.
buddy's got a $13,000 roof that we have to add into it. I'm hoping we could do it with Sonova, because with everything with Good Leap and everyone else, it's just too expensive.
Yeah, yeah. All right, everybody, let's have a good day. Let's close
JC.
these deals.
Happy
Hey,
Cinco de
can you send us
Mayo.
that link for that YouTube Sonova video, please?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Text me.
JC, one quick,
I'm sorry, I don't have your number, JC.
Here, I'll give it to you right now. 323-335-8138.
JC, one quick question, if I may.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. First of all, this was really helpful, and I'm brand new, so this is really important for me to understand the cost benefit analysis for, NEM 3.0. But what I wanted to ask you was the competition, like you're saying with Sunrun Shift. Is that a lease or a purchase that they're trying to pitch? And what kind of warranty are they offering on their batteries? Just so we have a better understanding of what the competition is trying to offer.
It was a lease, and I don't know about the warranty, but it's not better than Sonova's. It might be the same because Sunrun and Sonova there's a lot of similarities. So they might have a 25-year option. Matter of fact, hold on, bro. I actually have this email from this agent who sent me the Sonova proposal. Let me see if I could pull it up and see. I'm gonna stop recording at this point. Hold on.